Today, we're going to be talking about why you must think like God to activate or manifest like God. So, we're going to be understanding why and how you activate your reality by thinking like Source. So, you weren't created to beg for your blessings, right? That is not what you were made to do. You weren't created to do that. But we see that this is how a lot of people pray, by begging, right? And you were designed in the image and likeness of divine intelligence, which means you were built to create, you were built to command. You were built to call things into existence with your thoughts, your words, and your alignment. The problem is that most people are trying to create from the mind of man, right? And not the mind of God. So we're going to go over some pointers. And the first thing that I want to really tap on is how God doesn't ask for permission. God speaks and it is. Divine source, divine intelligence, God, whatever you would like to call it, creates by declaring, not doubting, right? When I want you guys to shift in your life, take control of your mind, your thoughts, your thinking, I tell you to declare things over yourself, over your life, over your well being, over who you are and who you are becoming. You must train your mind to speak with certainty, not to speak with fear. So we don't affirm from lack. Instead, I want us to get in the habit of commanding from identity, right? Who am I? Who am I? Who are you? Because if you know who you are, you declare, you command, you know that it is. So when God was saying, let there be, this wasn't a request to anyone. It was a frequency of, it's a decision. It is done, right? I have decided, let there be, let there be. Okay. Not I wonder if, not I hope. It was let there be. It was decided and it was done. Okay. The God mind doesn't entertain like what ifs. What if it doesn't work? That is not what the God mind does. No, we don't entertain that. Doubt, that's a man made program. That's not a godly program. Doubt, think about it. Doubt, does that sound like a man made program? I don't think so. God frequency only asks, how fast can I align with it? How fast can I activate this within myself? That's what the God frequency does. That's what you're doing when you are in alignment with who you truly are, the God in you. You say, wow, how fast can I do this? How fast can I make this happen? So thinking like God results in you seeing what already is in the spirit. Remember, we are spiritual beings having this human experience. So when you think like God, you see what already is in the spirit realm. Because if you see it in the spirit realm, it is done. It's already there. You just want to see it here and feel it here in this 3D realm. So you thinking like God means that you should be holding that vision no matter what the 3D reflects. No matter what. the 3D reflex. Okay. God doesn't think in struggle, right? It's not, God doesn't think in struggle. God thinks in completion. God is thinking about the end, right? From the beginning, already thinking about the end. And instead of you thinking about the end, right, you're thinking about the process, how it's going to get done, when it's going to get done, where it's going to get done. You're thinking about all of that. That's how you're not operating in your God frequency. You're not thinking like God. You're struggling because you're thinking too much about the process. Live in the end. The divine mind thinks about outcome and knows it is already done. It is done. It's finished. That's an activation code, right? That's an activation code. Okay? It's finished. That activated something. That it is complete, that it is done. So the mind of God creates from internal knowing, not external proof. And this is what trips up people's manifestations all the time, because they're not seeing it in the 3D world. And because they're not seeing it in the 3D world, they feel as if their manifestations are not working. They feel as if their manifestations are, not coming to fruition. But that is not operating in with your God mind, in your God frequency, because you shouldn't need external proof. There should be an internal knowing that you have. You got to trust in the unseen more than you trust in the visible. We're talking spiritual realm, bringing it to the 3D. So not everybody can see in the spirit realm. You see it when you create it, right? It's your creation. Only you can see it. Only you have eyes for it right now. You must trust in that. You must hold on to that. Thinking like God requires you to live in faith. Thinking like God requires you to live in frequency, divine frequency. Have divine vision. Not just evidence. No, 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 no. Thinking like God requires you to move divinely, confidently, faithfully towards the dreams and desires that sit in your heart. And the more that you need proof, the more you slow down your activation. Okay? The more you slow it down. You want to see things here in the 3D realm, but you will not see it if your focus is only on the lack of it being here. How will you see it? How will you see it? You won't. Okay? You will not see it. You will see exactly what it is that you focus on, the lack. You were born with everything that you needed. The creative tools. Thinking, speaking, actions, and emotions. That all boils down to creation. It equals creation. because God used the same process. God thought it, God spoke it, God moved energy, God infused it with light and love. Same process, same exact process. You're not trying to manifest, really. You're remembering how to create. You're remembering who you truly are through your activations of these energies. You are remembering who you are truly to the core. And when we think like God, we create like God. Okay. All right. I want you to remember this and say this. Keep this mantra with you. When I think like God, I create like God. I don't hope, I activate. I don't wait, I align. And I don't ask, I command from love. So I hope that you have enjoyed this beautiful Sunday teaching for Mindset Church today. If you are ready to stop manifesting from the wounded mind, from the human mind, the traumatized mind, right? And start activating from the God mind, make sure that you do book your bioscan if you have not already. Okay, guys? Let's find out what's pulling your frequency out of that divine thinking. Okay, I'll include the link in the bio down below in the description. If you're not already in the Complete Identity Shift program, I will include a link in the description. You can get the program by itself, or you can get the program with the weekly mentorships. Okay. The program in itself is a mentorship in a box. It comes with step-by-step instruction on how to implement actions every single day, what to implement every single day. So if you're trying to transform your love life, get the program. If you want to transform your lifestyle, get the program. If you want to transform your health, um, your physical body, get the program, the Complete Identity Shift program. It comes with step-by-step guidance, right? And if you want that with weekly support, then you'll definitely want to get the weekly mentorship. All right, that option. Okay, so I love you guys. I hope that you guys have enjoyed. If you have any questions, you guys know how to reach me. Bye.